Hi, this is Steve O from The Steve O Show, and here are tips on negotiation from Jane.
Welcome to Jane Jackson Careers, a podcast that takes your career to the next level. Here's your host, Jane Jackson, author of Amazon Careers bestseller, Navigating Career Crossroads.
Welcome back to my Careers podcast, and this is episode 37. Now, today I'd like to talk about negotiating a pay rise. Just the idea of negotiating anything puts a lot of fear into people's minds. However, what about you? Do you feel that you deserve more money in your current role? Just think about this. You love your job, you work long hours, you deliver without fail, and you like your boss. However, you have a sneaky feeling that you're not getting paid what you are worth. Now, before you march into your manager's office and insist on a pay rise, it's really important to prepare well for your negotiation to give yourself the best possible chance for success. You need to approach the negotiation with a really open and positive mindset. The conversation should be a request for a salary review based on your performance in the role. It's not a demand for a salary increase. The salary discussion isn't a battle, it's a conversation and should end up being a win-win situation for both you and your manager. So what do you need to do in order to make it a successful conversation or discussion? So, number one, conduct your research beforehand. Before you approach your manager, ensure that you conduct research to find out what the current market value is for your role in your industry. You can do this by gathering information from your network, talk to your people that you know who might work in a similar industry, and also by comparing the information that you can find on a number of online salary surveys. They're usually provided by major recruitment agencies such as robertwalters.com, or a good site is glassdoor.com. These salary surveys provide the current market rate for different roles in different industries. And I found that the Robert Walters survey is actually an excellent indication of the current commercial environment. I always tell my clients to hop onto it and have a look. And it's a global survey, so you can choose your country, your city, your industry, your department, etc. So ensure that the job size, the company size, and the extent of responsibility are on a par with your job when you're making a comparison. Contact recruitment consultants directly, because if they're specialists in your field, talk to them about your role, indicate your key responsibilities, including revenue handled, number of staff you're responsible for, and try and get a feel for the market value of similar size positions. For example, an ops manager, operations manager in one company can mean and hold differing responsibilities and salary level to the same title in another company. So recognize the difference between these two things, the value of the role that you perform from your manager's perspective and your value as an individual from your own perspective. So when you approach a salary review, please think of it from your manager's perspective. Now, the second thing to consider is to find out if there are any internal budget constraints. Many companies actually plan for salary increases months in advance, and managers are given a percentage increase that they need to spread across their staff when considering salary increases. So you need to conduct more research. I know there's a lot of digging to be done. Conduct your research to gain an understanding of what the average percentage salary increases are in your industry. So if you approach your manager with this knowledge, it might be possible to negotiate an out-of-cycle pay increase if you're willing to wait just a few months. So, number 3, justify your request with evidence. So what you need to do, and honestly, this is so important when it comes to negotiations, is to highlight all of the positives about you and the value that you add in the job itself. So highlight how well you get along with your team members and how you contribute to the positive, proactive atmosphere. Your accomplishments in the role will be the main selling point when it comes to a positive result in any salary review. So make sure you prepare yourself well before you're approaching your manager by documenting your achievements in your role so far. You might have done a number of these things. Perhaps you've increased profits. Maybe you've saved money. Have you saved time? Have you improved relationships with customers or clients? Did you streamline processes? Did you improve morale? And did you generally generate positive feedback and appreciation? Did you demonstrate your creativity and innovation in your role that was of benefit to the organization? These are things that you need to consider because they are your accomplishments. Write them down so that they're clear in your head. You can talk about how you've contributed to the success of the company or the department with tangible results. Dollar figures, percentage improvements, all of those things are great to bring to the table as well. And this will remind your manager of your value to the organization in your role. If you want some help with this, email me at jane@janejacksoncoach.com and ask for a PDF template of the accomplishment identification exercise that I have, because that'll break it down into problem, action, results that you have encountered, things that you've tackled, and the results that you've gained over the past year or 2 years in your role. And it'll give you a bit of a guide so you can actually structure your discussion about your accomplishments quite easily. Okay, so email me, jane@janejacksoncoach.com, and ask for the accomplishment identification PDF template, and I'll just email it to you. Okay, now you're not going to get a salary raise because of emotional reasons. You'll get a salary raise because of your worth to the organization. So stick to the facts. Okay, no need to stomp your feet and get all emotional. The manager doesn't need to know that you have multiple debts, a mortgage to service, school fees to pay, and expenses that are going out of control. That's your own concern. Your value and being paid, adequately paid for a job well done, that's what you want to focus on. Number 4, indicate how your continued excellent performance is a future investment for your manager. So discuss with him or her about how you would like to use your accomplishments as goals for continued achievement in the future. Managers know that a pay increase is not only a reward for past achievement, but also a bit of a carrot for your future efforts. So your salary raise will be an investment in you and not only a cost. And number 5, know how to negotiate a win-win outcome. So when you're ready, make an appointment with your manager for a discussion. Make sure you have time set aside for a one-on-one discussion without interruptions. And early in the day is pretty good before things get too busy. If you pop your head in the door of your manager's office and ask for a discussion on the spur of the moment, you're not going to set yourself up for success. Okay, so plan in advance. Preparation and planning is always the key to success. And now, discuss your salary review face-to-face if possible, not in an email and not over the phone. It's important to be able to read your manager's body language, positive or negative, during the course of this conversation. So highlight your achievements in a broad sense initially. And at this point, you can let your manager respond. See what he or she says. If they respond favorably, okay, then you know that you're in a pretty good position. Then think of the salary review discussion as an opportunity also to gain feedback from your manager on how he or she thinks that you're performing in your role. Gaining insight from your manager will be so valuable so that you can be sure that you capitalize on the positives of his or her comments during this discussion. Well, sometimes if the answer is no to a salary increase, there might be some other options that'll be satisfying to you. Perhaps there'll be subsidized training to upgrade your skills, professional memberships of associations, maybe some flexible working arrangements could be negotiated, and employee incentive plans. So discuss these with your manager, keeping an open mind. And if subsidized training and participation in professional associations expand your skill sets and professional networks, then this will put you in a stronger position for the next time you approach your manager for a salary increase. Good ideas? I hope so. Well, in summary, to be successful when negotiating a pay rise, you need to demonstrate your worth and value to the company. And remember, conduct the negotiation with professionalism and with grace. If you need more help, visit janejacksoncoach.com, where you can find a whole lot of free information from my blog posts and free downloads such as my free ebooks on the site. So hop on there and have a surf around and see what you can find that might be helpful as well. And until next time, believe in yourself and create magic. Bye.
You've been listening to Jane Jackson Careers. Sign up to receive regular career advice at janejacksoncoach.com.